Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect way to order steak. It's not just my subjective food snobbish opinion, but scientifically proven, vetted by experts, blessed by religious leaders. This combination of steak, sauce, side, and wine is the perfect combination every single time. This show is about how to become a better, smarter diner. So let me help you to better know your plate. Butcher shops. You remember those old chestnuts, right? You know, before meat came wrapped in plastic on styrofoam trays. Well, part of better knowing your plate is to know your meat. And butchers like Rob Levitt from Chicago's The Butcher and Larder can guide you through the intricacies of a cow, or a pig, or a chicken. Today, I'm looking for a cut of steak that's beefy, buttery, and full flavor. I, as a overweight Asian who likes fatty foods, what should I order?
You know, the obvious choice for me is the ribeye. The ribeye is going to have the most marbling. It's how, when people are grading steaks for prime or choice or whatever, that's how they judge it. It's all the little bits of fat, the sort of rivulets of fat that run through the meat. So like a steak like a sirloin is going to have a big cap of fat on the outside. It's going to have marbling, but not as much. Same thing with the strip. Really nice cap of fat on the outside, but not as much running through it.
So a good pithy slogan would be marbling equals fat equals flavor.
The ribeye steak, this is your Maserati. Okay, it's rare, it's opulent, it's luxurious, it's really sleek, it's a treat.
This is the way to go.
For you, it sounds like it.
All right, let's eat some ribeye. Okay, so we've decided the ribeye is the way to go. We just need a restaurant to cook it for us. Here in Chicago, city of big shoulders, steakhouses are a cultural institution. And Chicago Cut Steakhouse oozes that Chicago-ness we're looking for. Grand, no nonsense, and meats by the ton. I mean, seriously, a crazy amount of steaks. Meet David Flum, the king of Chicago steaks. What is one thing that most diners aren't asking and should be asking?
You've got to ask your server which steaks are USDA prime. The most important question is the highest grade of beef in America. Which steaks are those prime steaks on your menu?
For most people at a steakhouse, they'll just open up the menu and they'll just choose their favorite sides, which is perfectly fine. But for you, balancing your meal is an important component as well.
You know, creating food pairings with themselves and then incorporating wine behind it is so important today, and it makes the meal so much more memorable. Think about something that maybe has some acid in it, some garlic in the sauteed spinach, or some grill on the asparagus. That's going to create some different tones that are going to complement the fat that's coming in your steak. And equally, if you're having a filet mignon or a steak that's not as well marbled, you know, go ahead and pick that mashed potato or those truffle potatoes that you've been dreaming of all week.
We talk about food pairings, just as important is wine pairing. And there's really one red wine that is versatile enough to hold up to the richness of steak.
Cabernet Sauvignon, America's steak wine, you know, grape, grown in Napa Valley. It's the heaviest, darkest, richest berry out there.
You want a red wine that is equally full-bodied like Cabernet Sauvignon. It's got those tannins that's going to match the richness of the meat.
Don't open the menu before you talk to the server, as I always say. Talk to them first. Ask them what the best dishes are on the menu. Then open the menu and make your choices. And figure out what's going to be the best meal for you.
When people order steak, they order it well done. I cringe. Do you cringe?
I cringe. So we're looking for steaks to be medium rare as our ultimate temperature. You know, you're going to have a nice caramelized crust on the outside. You're going to have that fleshy tone in the middle and get the best of both worlds. If you cook it well done, you're cooking all the flavor out of the steak. There's no reason for you to spend all that money on a high-end steak.
It's like paying for a $50 piece of beef jerky if you're ordering it well done, right?
That's fancy beef jerky.
That would be the best beef jerky. I'd like that on my road trip, you know?
Yeah.
Can we get some steaks? Can you make that happen?
Let's make it happen.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about Béarnaise sauce. This is my favorite steakhouse sauce. It's pretty rich for a ribeye, but tell me why it matches really well with a steak like the ribeye steak.
You know, the best part about Béarnaise sauce is the actual tarragon that's in there. You don't need a lot of it. You literally just need a couple drops of it to your steak, but it adds a secondary component that a lot of people enjoy. Very traditional in the classic steakhouse world.
So David, Here's to becoming a smarter eater and knowing your plate. Cheers. And that about does it for us here on Know Your Plate. If you have any dining related topics you want us to tackle, send us an email or call us or reach out to us on social media or just find me on the streets of Chicago and tackle me. I'll answer your question. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. So let's play lightning round here. The strip steak.
The strip steak, you're looking at a Mercedes here. Not a gull wing, but still a really nice Mercedes.
Sirloin steak.
Sirloin steak, you're looking at like the high-end Honda Civic.
The filet mignon.
The filet mignon is like your grandfather's Cadillac that he had painstakingly shipped down to Boca when he retired.
I like that.